Captain's Log, Stardate 7412.1. It has been 18 hours since our encounter with the entity aboard the derelict USS Constantine. Commander McCormick and the away team were recovered safely, thanks to Chief Zordig getting the transporters online moments before the Constantine's structural integrity failed completely. The wreck, and the answers it held, are now just dust in the nebula, but our victory came at a steep price. The Iona is crippled. Firing the main deflector as a weapon overloaded key systems across the ship. We are adrift in the Azure Nebula, our impulse and warp drives offline, while engineering teams work around the clock to bypass the damaged plasma relays. Commander Shrasso's analysis of the non-corporeal predator is inconclusive. It is gone, but the mystery of what it was and what it did to the crew of the Constantine remains. My primary concern now is our tactical situation. That energy burst was the equivalent of a lighthouse beacon in a blackout. We have advertised our presence and our vulnerability to anyone watching. And out here, on the edge of the neutral zone, someone is always watching. We are in a race against time, a race to repair our ship before our actions attract the wrong kind of attention.
Star Trek was created by Gene Roddenberry. The following audio drama, Edge of the Federation, is a non-profit fan production. It is not endorsed, sponsored, or affiliated with CBS, Paramount Global, or any Star Trek franchise. It is a labor of love, created by fans, for fans, purely for entertainment. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy the journey.
Well, Lieutenant, your synaptic patterns are returning to baseline. There's no residual energy signature and no evidence of neurological damage. Physiologically, you are perfectly fine. Mentally, on the other hand, you had direct psychic contact with a non-corporeal entity of immense power. How are you feeling?
I am processing the event, Doctor. The echo, as I described it, is gone. There is only silence.
That echo must have been deafening for anyone, but especially for you.
I'm not sure I follow, Doctor.
Forgive me, Lieutenant. Beta Z may be a new Federation member, but my field is xenoneurology. When I was studying at the Phlox Institute, I was selected for a medical exchange program. I spent 6 months at the University of Beta Z, specializing in parapsychic neurology. I studied cases of congenital telepathy, the condition of being born with one's telepathic abilities fully formed, rather than having them develop during adolescence. An infinitesimal percentage of the betazoid population, most born with it, are overwhelmed by the constant flux of thoughts and emotions from those around them. They're unable to filter, unable to function. They live lives of solitude or madness.
You have done your research, Doctor.
I have. I know that of those born with the condition, barely 1 in 1,000 develop the mental discipline to lead normal lives. To serve in Starfleet, that is unprecedented. It means your ability to filter, your mental control, is stronger than anyone on this ship can possibly imagine. It also means your telepathic abilities are, by definition, significantly more powerful than you are letting on. It is my job to know my patients, Lieutenant, especially my senior officers. Understanding the true scope of your abilities helps me comprehend the immense strain you were under on that derelict.
Your professional integrity is quite pronounced, Doctor.
As is yours, Lieutenant. The fact that you can perceive everything and yet choose to respect everyone's privacy is the greatest measure of your character. Now get some rest. That is a doctor's order.
No, the bypass conduit won't handle that power load. You'll flash fry the entire circuit. We have to resequence the plasma flow from the source, not just patch the damage. Now recalculate the energy transfer ratios.
Aye, Chief, calculating now.
Report, Chief.
It's worse than we thought, Captain. 3 of the primary plasma relays in the transfer assembly are fused solid. We can't just replace them. The conduits themselves are slag. We're having to build a new assembly from scratch using the secondary systems.
Time frame to impulse power?
My teams are working miracles, but miracles take time. Best case, 12 hours until we have stable impulse. The bottleneck is the calibration matrix for the new assembly. It's delicate work. Even with 3 hands, I can't oversee the structural repairs and align the magnetic field parameters simultaneously. I've read your service record, sir. You didn't just serve in engineering. You redesigned the warp field regulators on the USS Hood. You know this system better than anyone on board, besides me.
Get to the point, Chief.
Sir, my place is overseeing my teams. If you wouldn't mind lending your expertise to the calibration matrix, we could cut that repair time in half. My third hand is needed elsewhere, but this task requires a dedicated and qualified mind.
It's been a while since I've had to get my hands dirty, Chief. Some things you don't forget. Crewman Davies, hand me that plasma spanner, and call up the schematics for this new assembly. Let's see what kind of mess you've gotten yourselves into.
Field alignment is holding at 92%, Captain.
Steady, crewman. We need to ease it up to 94.7. Gently now.
Well, well. If it isn't Chief Engineer McCann. For a second I thought I was back on the hood. It's a good look on you, Oscar. But the command division might miss their captain.
As long as my chief engineer doesn't try to take my chair, I think we'll manage. What's the word from the rest of the ship, number 1?
Good news, mostly. Zordig's teams have contained the power surges. Outside of this beautiful mess, the ship is in remarkably good shape. The bridge is keeping a constant vigil on sensors. We're still well inside Federation space, but they're being diligent considering our neighbours. Nothing on long range yet.
And the away team?
Dr. Yeraz has given both Commander Shrasso and myself the all-clear. She's also cleared Lieutenant Azala.
How is he really doing?
According to the doctor, he's fine. According to me, he's exhausted. He tried to report for duty on the bridge 10 minutes ago. I took the liberty of ordering him back to his quarters. Told him to get at least 4 hours of sleep.
Sensible. Very sensible. The man's just been through a psychic ringer. Let him rest. Unless Ensign Chen's board lights up with something unexpected, he's not to be disturbed.
My thoughts exactly.
Pass the word. Senior staff briefing in the conference lounge. 0600 hours.
We'll be there, but will you?
With any luck, number 1. By the time that meeting starts, we'll have something to move with. If we can get this matrix aligned, Zordig thinks we can have impulse power back online.
I'll let you get back to it then. Try not to forget where the captain's chair is.
Commander Shrasso, you asked to see me? I hope you haven't found another nebula that wants to interfere with your antenna.
Doctor, thank you for coming. Please observe the data on the main screen. This is a composite of my tricorder logs from the Constantine's bridge and the deep space sensor telemetry our ship gathered before the event.
I'm running a biomatter filter, cross-referencing with the ship's official manifest. 203 crew members. Commander, I see why you requested my presence.
Your conclusion, Doctor, for the record?
My conclusion is that there is an overwhelming lack of conclusions. I'm detecting no evidence of humanoid remains. No residual calcium signatures consistent with skeletal structures. No keratin traces for hair or nails. Not even the faintest protein markers. Nothing.
The ship was derelict for 7 years.
Precisely. Soft tissue would have decayed or sublimated in the hard vacuum. But bone does not simply vanish. Our sensors are more than capable of detecting the calcium phosphate in a single human tooth from 500 meters away. The data shows an absence of evidence that is, in itself, evidence of something profoundly wrong.
Is it not possible the crew were gathered in a location shielded from our scans? A reinforced cargo bay, perhaps, or deep within the engineering hull?
All 203 of them? In one place? With no indication of a ship-wide emergency that would call for such a gathering? The bridge was empty but undamaged, save for the view screen. No, Commander. The odds of that are statistically negligible.
Then we are left with only one logical, if unsettling, hypothesis.
The crew of the USS Constantine weren't killed on their ship.
They were gone before it ever became a tomb.
All right, people, thank you for being here. 6 hours ago, this ship was dead in the water and the crew was shaken. Let's get a clear picture of where we stand now. Status reports. Chief Zordig, you have the floor.
My teams have performed admirably, Captain. As of 0530 hours, all primary plasma relays have been bypassed and the new assembly is holding steady. Impulse engines are back online. We are no longer adrift.
And warp drive?
We are ahead of schedule. I estimate another 10 hours, perhaps less. And I should add, Captain, that the additional manpower you provided was instrumental in that progress.
Noted, Chief. Excellent work. Dr. Uraz, medical status?
All green across the board, Captain. The away team shows no lingering physiological effects from the encounter. The crew is tired, but morale is stable.
Lieutenant Izala, I'm glad to see you're looking more alert and rested.
I'm fully recovered, thank you, Captain. But I confess I'm still puzzled by the experience.
Explain.
The psychic presence was overwhelming, certainly, but it didn't feel singular. It felt fragmented, like an echo of many voices, all crying out at once. I can't explain it more clearly than that. The feeling was disconcerting, to say the least.
Captain, Lieutenant Ezela's report may correlate with findings from Dr. Yeraz and myself. Following the rescue, the doctor and I analysed all sensor data retrieved from the USS Constantine.
And?
The ship's manifest lists 203 crew members. Our sensors, however, found no evidence of any biological remains. No skeletal structures, no calcified tissue, no residual DNA, nothing.
Statistically, the probability of all 203 crew members being in a single sensor-shielded location at the time of the incident is negligible.
So what are you saying? They just vanished?
Our logical and best guess, Commander, is that the crew of the Constantine were removed from the ship before it was destroyed.
Removed from the ship. A distress beacon that activates 7 years later. An echo of many voices. This changes things. Our priority was repair and retreat, but if there's even a fractional chance that some of the Constantine's crew are still alive out there, or that we can find out what happened to them, then our duty is clear. We have to investigate further. Helm.
Aye, Captain.
Access Starfleet historical logs for the USS Constantine, registry NCC 1887. I want their last known flight plan and position reports from 7 years ago. Cross-reference that data with our current position and plot the most logical route they would have taken to enter the Azure Nebula.
Plotting the route now, sir.
Good. Along that projected route, identify all planetary bodies, asteroid fields, or other phenomena within the maximum range of a standard Starfleet escape pod or long-range shuttlecraft.
Aye, Captain. Beginning search. It may take some time to collate the data.
Lieutenant Izala,
Captain?
put on your security chief's hat for a moment. Let's run a drill. That entity, or another like it, attacks the Iona. Give me your immediate action protocol.
My first priority would be containment, Captain. I would advise an immediate red alert and a full diagnostic scan by Commander Schrasso to identify the nature and vector of the energy drain. Simultaneously, I would order all non-essential personnel to designated fallback positions in the most shielded sections of the ship, primarily the engineering hull, to mitigate potential psychic exposure.
And your tactical response?
Conventional weapons would be ineffective against a non-corporeal target. Our only proven defense was an energy overload. I would coordinate immediately with Chief Zordig to prepare the main deflector for a similar discharge. However, this time I would advise modulating the energy frequency. We might be able to find a resonance that could disrupt the entity's matrix without crippling our own ship. My own role would be to use my senses to provide a direction and intensity vector for the entity's consciousness, to give you, in effect, a target to aim at.
An excellent protocol, Lieutenant. Thorough. Let's hope we don't have to use it.
Captain, I have something. The Constantine's projected flight path is on screen now.
That course seems sound. It takes them right past that Class 4 ion storm we detected earlier. A logical route if they were trying to use it for sensor cover. Helm, lay in that course. Half impulse. Maintain yellow alert.
Aye, Captain. Course laid in.
Lieutenant, another hypothetical for you.
Sir.
Let's imagine you are the chief of security on the Constantine 7 years ago. You're on this same course, entering the nebula. What happens? First, pull up their crew manifest for me. Did they have any personnel on board with telepathic or empathic abilities? Vulcans, for instance?
Accessing the manifest now, Captain. Yes, the Constantine had one Vulcan officer aboard. Lieutenant Strawn, their helm officer.
Would he have sensed the entity?
He would have sensed something, almost certainly. But the nature of that sense would be different. Vulcan telepathy, while potent, is often more disciplined, more focused, and less passive than a betazoid's. He would have registered a significant psychic disturbance, a wrongness in the fabric of space, perhaps even a feeling of being observed by a powerful mind.
But
he would not have perceived the details, the echo of many voices that I felt, the raw emotions of emptiness and hunger. He would have identified a powerful external psychic threat, but he may not have been able to discern its nature or its tragic origins until it was too late. His report to his captain would have been of a hostile presence, not a chorus of lost souls.
So they knew they were sailing into danger. They just had no idea what kind. Number 1, what's Starfleet first contact protocol when faced with a perceived hostile vessel of unknown capability?
Standard procedure is to go to red alert, raise shields to maximum, charge all phaser banks, and attempt to open a hailing frequency.
They raised shields, charged phasers. They lit themselves up like a sun. Commander Schrasso, what would that action have looked like to our energy-draining friend?
It would have been an offering, Captain. A sudden, massive spike in accessible, contained energy, like laying out a banquet in the dark. Their defensive posture would have been interpreted as an invitation to feed.
They tried to fight it. They presented themselves as a threat, and it fed on that power. They sealed their own fate by following the rules. We will not make the same mistake. Helm, go to silent running.
Aye, Captain. Initiating silent running.
McCann to engineering.
Zordig here, Captain.
Chief, I want you to begin shutting down all non-essential systems. Power down the phaser arrays, de-energize the torpedo bays. Bring our energy signature down to the absolute minimum required for life support and passive senses. I want this ship to be a ghost.
Understood, Captain. We'll be as quiet as a tomb. A poor choice of words, perhaps. Zordig out.
Captain's log, supplemental. Our mission in the Azure Nebula has fundamentally changed. We are no longer explorers charting the unknown. Our role has shifted to that of archaeologists, investigating the fate of the USS Constantine. Analysis of the available data, corroborated by Lieutenant Izala's unique perspective, strongly suggests the Constantine's crew followed standard defensive protocols when they first encountered the entity. It is my belief that this action, raising shields and charging weapons, presented a high-energy profile that inadvertently triggered the entity's predatory response. They sealed their own fate by following the book. We will not be making the same mistake. The Iona is now at silent running, with our energy signature reduced to the absolute minimum. We will be the rock it doesn't notice. We will learn from our unfortunate predecessors and approach this mystery with caution, not aggression.
We hope you have enjoyed this performance. Episode 2 of Edge of the Federation was written, directed, and produced by John A. Ferguson. All voices were AI generated, mixed at the Apsley Studio. Join us for Episode 3. Edge of the Federation is a Jaffwords audio production.